Hey, what's up everyone, TJ here. I'm hanging out up in Whistler today, and in this video I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and talk about everything that's gone down in this past season. It's been such a crazy year, guys. I was able to review dozens of snowboards again this season and travel all over with Kevin. Honestly, more traveling than I've ever been able to do. We were actually able to snowboard on 4 different continents in the span of 8 months. So that whole experience has been really crazy. I'll give you guys a quick recap of everywhere I was able to hit this season. So I started off in Colorado, based out of Keystone this year. Had a great time riding early season down there, catching all the opening days. I was able to ride for Halloween, snowboarding on my birthday in early December. Then the first trip of the season was up to Whistler, first time of the year riding with Kevin, so that was a lot of fun. Got some good hikes in, got a nice mix of conditions. And after Whistler, we headed down to California. We linked up with the SportRx crew, had a great time riding with them. It was actually my first time ever snowboarding in California, so that was really cool. Got a nice mix of conditions down in Mammoth as well. Got a couple days up at Northstar, both places I've always wanted to ride. And then we started doing some bigger trips. Honestly, going to some places that I did not think at all I was going to be able to ride at this year. The first one was the Euro trip. Flew into London and met up with our friends Nirav and Yannick and drove all over Europe, snowboarding in 3 countries, in Austria, Switzerland, and France. Then just a few weeks after getting back from Europe, we ended up going out to Japan. It's always been a bucket list trip for me, and it was actually super spontaneous. Kevin just called me one day and we decided to just set it up and go for it. My good friend Bo ended up coming on the trip with us too, so that was just insane, experiencing that whole culture, getting some great riding in and hanging out with 2 of my best friends. Definitely a trip that I'll never forget. Shout out to all the friends we made in Tokyo as well. Had a great time out there. Thanks for showing us around. That threw us kind of into spring riding, so we did a couple of trips up to Mount Hood. We did a week at the Woodward Copper Summer Camp. That was a lot of fun. First time checking that out. And then we did the last big trip down to New Zealand and Australia, which was insane as well. And in between all that, we're either snowboarding in Colorado or Whistler, which had pretty awesome, consistent conditions throughout the year. There's definitely a few highlights for me with all these places. Obviously, each place offered something really unique and fun. But some of the big standouts I'll share with you guys. The first one was in that Whistler trip in December. We did a hike up to the top of Blackcomb. I was on the Jones Mind Expander. Just really insane views, probably the best views I've ever had in Whistler. And we found some really good snow as well. So that was a lot of fun riding with Kevin and Andreas. The whole Euro trip was amazing, but if I had to choose a couple of highlights, I would say the steep chute stay in Austria. That was something that I've never really done before. It was really cool to check that out with Kevin, especially inbounds. Finding such steep terrain was pretty awesome. And then I think the next Europe highlight was in France. Our first day snowboarding at Morzine. We just hiked up, tried to get as high as we could go, and we found this crazy ridgeline. Had some pretty decent snow as well, and you were just overlooking this valley with Morzine down below. Probably one of the most memorable runs I've ever done. And with the conditions that day, I was actually able to go once in my t-shirt, but we hiked it 6 times. It was that good. It was a really, really cool experience. I think there's 2 more I want to share with you guys. Riding in Japan at Hakuba Happo One, one of our first days there. Again, we were just hiking up, trying to get as high as we could go, and we ended up finding some really good turns. And just being out there with Kevin and Bo, 2 of my best friends, definitely made that more memorable as well. But we really did get some of the best turns of the whole season out there, and just a totally different landscape, so that was really cool. And then the last one that I want to bring up, I think, was actually closing day at Keystone. It's pretty crazy that it was closing day, honestly. We had just gotten like 34 inches of snow the preceding 3 days. I think 15 inches overnight the day before closing day. So we were riding some zones that I've ridden all the time, but I've never been able to hit with that much snow. Again, riding with Kevin and Bo. I think that was some of the best powder turns that I ever made in Colorado. That's definitely a standout. Hope you guys enjoy all the footage. And then throughout that whole process, traveling all over, I was doing the board reviews for you guys. Like I said, dozens of boards again this season, and really trying to line up the board I was riding for the conditions that we were in. So if I was in Colorado riding Keystone doing park, I was trying to ride more park boards. In Japan, I was obviously trying to focus more on powder boards and free ride snowboards, and really just trying to show you guys what the boards can do on snow in their element, trying to highlight all of the technical aspects of the snowboard, and then also the personality that I felt the snowboard brought to the table. So really just trying to accentuate all of the highlights and cover all the technical aspects of the snowboards. We're trying to provide value with every video we put out. If you want to help to support the videos and the travels and the board reviews and everything this season, definitely check out our Patreons. I'll have that linked down below, and keep an eye out for what's to come. I'm gonna have some board recommendation videos coming out over the next couple of weeks. Just continuing on what we did last year, gonna have some top 5 videos recommending some boards for you guys. And then the next trip we're leaving in actually just about a week, heading back over to Europe to kick off the season. We're gonna be at Snow World Landgraf, so if you're in the area, hope to see you there. And then we're gonna drive over to Austria for the opening of Stubai. Thank you guys so much for coming along this past year. It's been such an insane season, and we're aiming to make this upcoming season even better. Definitely a huge shout out to all of you guys for all the support and love over this last year. Let me know any places that you want us to travel to down in the comments below. We'll also have some links to our gear there if you're curious to see the gear that we've been riding. Another great way to help to support the channel. Again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all of you guys. And as always, we'll see you in the next video soon.